Welcome back to the channel. Today, I think it's time I finally installed the 4-way swivel mount into the Cybertruck. I had one in my existing Model Y before I sold it, and I love the functionality. I love being able to move it left, right, up, and down. Basically gave me full control over how my display was interacting or being out of the sun. That being said, I went ahead and reached out to Tsportline. I went ahead and ordered a 4-way swivel mount from them, and it's finally here. So without further ado, let's go ahead, let's get it installed. All right, here you can see we have all the parts. Product basically came in a generic white box, no real branding from Tsportline, but we have the plastic trim, we have the little sensor cover. Here we have the actual 4-way swivel mount that is aluminum, I believe. We have a USB extender cable for the display, plastic pry tool, and some tools with some screws. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure from the center console to the screen and from the screen to the floor. That way, once we get it installed, we can see how much that's changed. Now, I do have a liner, so your measurements may not be exactly the same, but we're basically measuring what the difference is gonna be anyways. So from the floor to the screen, we're basically looking at about 23 inches from bottom to top. And then if I go ahead and mark it out from the screen, may not be exact, but I'll try to get it close enough. We're looking at 13 and about a quarter inches. So we got 13 and a quarter, and then what I say top to bottom was 23. So we'll go ahead, we'll start the install process. Afterwards, we'll see if that's changed. At the time of recording, I'm gonna go ahead, pull up the Tsportline website. Let's go ahead, see how much this swivel mount costs. So we'll type in the word swivel. And here we basically have the 4-way swivel mount kit for the Tesla Cybertruck. So retails at $249, on sale for $199.95. And I did go ahead and put it in cart, I want to say. Yeah, so they do have a coupon code right now. So if you go to checkout and then you type in get 10, it'll go ahead and take 10% off. So there is shipping insurance of $629. The product comes down to $199.95. With the 10% off, you're looking at $179. That's going to be $186.25. Not a bad deal, I feel like. There might be cheaper ones out there, might be more expensive ones out there. All right, so you can see I went ahead, printed off the instructions, so I have something to follow. I'm going to go ahead and start with step number 1. I'm going to apologize right now for the lighting. We're in a heat wave right now. I wanted to do this outside during the daytime, but fortunately, I'm stuck doing it at night so I can enjoy the comfort of the AC from the Cybertruck. Yeah, so let's get started. It basically says to pry this off. This looks pretty simple. Click, click. Click and click. All right, I do know there's a sensor attached to this, which is right there. So let's see. Looks like it has 2 screws on the top. So let me go ahead and grab a tool and I'll get those undone. All right, so after about 5 minutes of struggling, I went ahead and disconnected the temperature sensor from the original OEM plate. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that to the side and I'll show you underneath so you can see. So basically this is a temperature sensor. Basically it's been removed and we're going to be disconnecting it and installing it to the new housing once we get to that point. So important step I guess I read here is set the screen to cleaning mode. So I don't need this anymore. No, I think it's under display now. Yep, screen clean mode. All right, so we're in screen clean mode. As you can see, my screen's kind of dirty, so I'm going to clean it up after I get this installed. So yeah, so we got the sensor uninstalled. Next step is to remove the 10mm screws to secure the factory screen. So if you can see those, they're right underneath here. We got one on this side and then one on this side. I think you can see those. So, yep, I'm gonna go ahead and get those removed. And I'm gonna go ahead and get a piece of cloth or like a fabric to set down, so when I pull the screen out, I'm not just setting it on top of the dashboard. So, all right. So as they do give you this tool, in my honest opinion, you don't get a lot of leverage off of it. If you have a socket set, just go ahead, pull out a number 10. If you don't have a socket set, then I would recommend getting another tool that you could basically, let me see if I can show you this. Basically put something in it similar to this so you have leverage, because you just trying to spin this, it's not going to happen. I'm going to be honest. The tools, they're nice, they're convenient, but they don't give you enough purchase or enough leverage on the nut that you're trying to undo. So that being said, just grab a socket if you have one. All right, so now I'm underneath here. I went ahead and removed that bolt and that bolt. So here we have the display connector to the back of the display. So if we go ahead and just take our pry tool and we just give this a little pop. All right, so now we got the screen out. The next step is to remove this plastic housing. All right, I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was gonna break the tab on this one right here. Not that it matters, because again, I don't think you're using this. You're using the covers that it comes with, but I didn't want to damage anything. So, a little tip, you have to actually pull up on this. So what I would do is go on Amazon, find you some picks like this, and then basically go in here and, let me see if I can show you. So basically what I did, let me see if I can get this in frame. Yeah. So basically I just went in here with the pick and like so, and I basically just lifted up on this piece right here. So hopefully that helps. That was a pain, not gonna lie. All right, next we go ahead and add the extension, looks like USB-C cable onto this. So make sure you push it in all the way to where it clicks, and you should be good to go. And then we're gonna go ahead and bundle the two of these together with the included zip tie that they have. All right, speed things along, I went ahead and installed the replacement cover right here. Basically, you just take the factory screws, screw it in, easy as pie. This other piece, make sure you snap it in, and then on the end, we're gonna go ahead and reinstall the existing connector. It's pretty simple to do that, basically the same way you took it off. So yeah, if you look at the instructions, where is it at? Yeah, so right here, basically you put the one piece on and then put the cover. So it does come with a additional one of these, because when you do take it off from the factory harness, this plastic piece right here on the end with the two clips is gonna break. And I'll go ahead and show you. I tried very gently to remove mine and I broke one clip. So it's a good thing they basically give you a replacement. So again, this is a throwaway. You don't need to worry about breaking it because you get another one. All right, next we're going to take our mount and put the curved pieces towards the top, and it should just slide right in. And it's got little wings on the end to basically put it in place. And then we're going to take our new cover and basically slip it right over that. So let me go ahead and get that installed. All right, so I went ahead and installed the temperature sensor. We've got the mount installed with the new bracket, and we have the new cover installed here. So now I got to go ahead and connect these two together and then mount the hardware, and we should be almost done. Okay, something I noticed is in order to get this clip connected properly, it told you to install this housing piece first, but there's not much room to get to that clip. So I would recommend leaving this loose, attaching the display cable, then securing the rear housing to the back of the screen. That's just my advice. I feel like that's gonna be a lot easier on you, because I just fought to get this back off, and yeah, lesson learned. All right, so I just put in the last bolts. As you can see, the screen does swivel, and it goes up and it goes down. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the measurements like I promised. You could definitely tell it definitely did bring it forward. And I think it dropped it a little bit too. So be right back. Let me go ahead and grab tape measure and let's get these measurements. All right, so you can definitely tell that it came down because now the tape measure actually hits parallel with the center console. Right up to the edge of the screen, we are looking at less than a foot now. So I want to say it was like 13.25 before, so that's like basically we'll say 11.75, 12.75, so 1.25 inches. Is that right? My math correct on that? Or is it 11.5? It's somewhere around there, but definitely 1 foot now. A little less than 1 foot, about 11.5. From the floor, we now are sitting at 21 inches. So I'll go ahead and check my old video, see where we're at before. I don't remember off the top of my head. I should have wrote it down. But that being said, install is complete. We've got left, right, and up, down. Pretty stable, pretty solid. Let me clean things up and I'll get back to you. Welcome back. As you can see, I did struggle a little bit. Couple nuances, couple things that I learned. If I were to go ahead and install this kit on somebody else's truck tomorrow, it would be a lot easier. That being said, it does come with the tools, but if you have a socket set, just go ahead and pull out your socket set, grab your 10 mil. Don't fuss with that little tiny, wrench. It's not worth it. Plus, if you need to get the torque, you're gonna have to add another screwdriver or something in there just to break the nut loose. That being said, the screen ended up coming down 2 inches and came closer to me by 1.5 inches. So I do like the reachability with my finger touching the screen now. I'm happy with my swivel mount, and I'm not saying that these issues are related to Tsportline, because they're not. I've installed this mount in a Model Y as well from a completely different company, and I still ran into similar issues. Do the tools help? Yes, if you don't have a tool set. But if you have a tool set, just use your tools. It's going to be way easier. The Allen keys are fine. The star key is fine to use from the kit. The plastic trim tool is fine to use from the kit. But just use your socket set. That being said, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Hopefully y'all buy a kit or buy something similar to this, because it does make navigating and controlling the screen that much easier. Thank you for tuning in again. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next video. This has definitely been an upgrade.